Okay. Stimulate. Don't annihilate. Train smarter, not harder. Use your head. You have to get that mind-muscle connection. So that way we can target the rear delts and not the lats. So it should look like this, not like this. Don't let the elbows drop down. The lats, which is a larger muscle group, twisting the elbow up and the pinky. I don't have wide shoulders. Unfortunately, you aim for perfection. What's up, guys? Today, I've got something really special planned for you. We're gonna hit some shoulders. So for me, that's one of my favorite muscle groups. That's why I chose to do a video and give you a little bit of an inside peek of what my shoulder routine looks like. A lot of people want to ask me, or a lot of people have asked me, hey, can we work out some arms? Can I do your arm routine with you? Can we do some bis and tris? But my answer is usually you're gonna be pretty disappointed when you see my arm workout, because unfortunately for bis and tris, that's one muscle group where I'm just genetically gifted and I don't really have to do much for my arms. Honestly, I train my arms maybe once a month, every other week maybe, and if I start training arms too much, my shoulders are going to begin to look smaller. One of my weak points is shoulders. That's always been a struggle for me, which is one of the reasons why I like training shoulders, because for me to train shoulders is a challenge. It's hard for me to make them grow. So when I see growth and development in the shoulders, it's exciting. Muscle group like arms, bis and tris, they're already there, so it's just kind of like whatever, you know? It's not a big deal. It's just, I've never had to work too hard for bicep and tricep. It's one of those muscle groups that are just there. Just like calves. Arm and calves is one of those muscles where it's just like genetically, you can be gifted or you can be genetically doomed, so to speak. So, bis and tris, don't do much. Shoulders, today, we're gonna kill the shoulders. Murder the shoulders, annihilate. Nah, just kidding. Because the reason why you don't want to overtrain. So there's a certain amount of sets, certain amount of reps, okay? Stimulate, don't annihilate. Train smarter, not harder. Use your head. So, first things first, when you're training a muscle group, for example, if you have a weak upper chest or if you have a weak lower chest, if you're training chest, what's the first thing that you should do on chest day? If you have a weak upper chest, what do you think you should start with? Incline, incline flies, incline dumbbell press, incline bench press. Find a machine that you can do incline presses on. So for me, once again, shoulders being a weak point, and when I look at the overall development of my shoulders, I know that my rear delts are lagging, so guess what? I'm gonna start with an exercise for my rear delts. So that's another very common lagging body part that you see in a lot of people or a lot of bodybuilders. There's no such thing as having too much rear delts. Remember that. So guess what we're gonna start with today? Rear delts. First set, I like to start with a nice, light, and easy warm-up set. Always remember the first set is not meant to be strenuous in any way, shape, or form at all. First set, you're literally just going through the motions. So I always start with a nice warm-up set, 15 to 25 reps to get my joints warmed up. Make sure on the reverse dumbbell flies, as you pull the dumbbells back, do not let the elbows drop down. Keep the elbows up. So if you're standing above, what you should see is the form of a T, not an A. Keep the arms out. So it should look like this, not like this. Don't let the elbows drop down. That's just a compensation, and that's just a weakness, is the lats, which is a larger muscle group, wants to take over and actually help to pull the dumbbells up, which in turn makes the elbows start coming down. So you want to keep the elbows up. So that is one of the key points that you have to remember when you're training any muscle group. It's not about the weight. That's why I say stimulate, don't annihilate. It's not about the amount of pounds you lift, unless you're a power lifter. But if you're a bodybuilder, stop focusing on the weight. Focus on feeling it in the muscle where you're supposed to feel it. If you're training chest, if you're doing bench press, are you bench pressing or are you training your chest? Are you stimulating your chest? Do you feel it in your chest? Do you feel it contract? Do you feel it stretch? Pay attention to your body. Don't focus on, I need to lift X amount of pounds by next week, or I need to lift this amount of weight by the end of the month. All you're gonna do from thinking that way is hurt yourself. That's the only thing that's gonna happen. You're not gonna get a bigger chest. You're not gonna make your chest grow. You have to get that mind-muscle connection and stimulate the muscle. Pump as much blood into the muscle as possible, and then you can create some growth. All right, so now we just finished with our extra wide grip lat pull. Make sure you're leaning back, flaring the elbows out. And we supersetted that with bent over reverse dumbbell flies. So now we're gonna move on to lateral raises, regular side lateral raises, except we're gonna put the pinky up, elbow up, okay? Biggest mistake that you can make on here is just twisting the wrist and having the elbow still down. I see it all the time. So we're gonna lift up and make sure that we're at the right angle, twisting the elbow up and the pinky both together. And that's one thing that I learned about shoulders, and it took me a really long time to learn that, actually, is the fact that if you train shoulders incorrectly, if you're in a hurry to increase your weight on certain movements, yes, you're gonna move the weight from point A to point B, but your shoulders are still gonna suck. So stop lifting with your ego, decrease the weight, and do the movement correctly if you want your shoulders to grow. Once again, my shoulders were always a weak point, which in my opinion, they still are a weak point in comparison to other body parts like my arms. So I learned to create a little bit of growth and fullness in my shoulders from just, honestly, I had to go back to the drawing board and check myself and check my ego, leave my ego at the door and decrease the weight on some of the movements. You see some people in the gym doing shoulders and they're swinging and jerking, and so they're getting the dumbbells from point A to point B, and in all actuality, they're training everything except their shoulders. So do it right or don't do it at all. Last but not least, last exercise is going to be front delts, which is dumbbell military press or overhead dumbbell press, whatever you want to call it. Your choice. We're going to go ahead and do about 4 to 5 sets. First set being a warm-up set. And last set is going to be taken to failure. So I saved these for last. A lot of people do their shoulder workouts backwards. They start with the presses and they have small rear delts. And they do rear delts last. It's very, very common. Why? Who knows? It's just a very common thing. and it's a really popular thing. So always start. So if you do legs and your weak part is your hamstring, don't go in the gym and start out with barbell squats and keep complaining about your small hamstring. Go in the gym and start out with lying hamstring curls, seated hamstring curls, dumbbell hamstring curls, whatever it is. Start out with the body part that you want to improve the most and go from there. For me, my custom workout, reverse flies, side delts, and finishing off with presses in that order. But obviously, a little bit extra, I supersetted the reverse flies with some wide grip lat pull. And then I'll finish off with a few sets of shrugs. And then that'll be about it. I'll call it a wrap. So this is basically a workout that you can do at home on your own with minimal equipment, minus the wide grip lat pull down. So once again, reverse flies, side raises, shoulder presses, shrugs. All that takes is 2 dumbbells. So you can do that at home. If you have lighter weight, you can just increase the volume, more sets, more reps, less rest periods. You can still get an effective shoulder workout with light weights, heavy weights, a lot of equipment, no equipment. You can make your shoulders grow. From home, from the gym, doesn't matter. There's no excuses. Stop making. There's really no excuses when it comes to fitness. There's no excuses when it comes to your body. There's no excuses when it comes to your health. The only thing excuses do is tear you apart and tear you down lower and lower and lower. Don't make excuses. Make yourself accountable and get to your fitness goals. Make yourself accountable and go meal prep. Go log your food. Go get your supplements. Keep track of what you eat. Keep track of your cardio. Keep track of your workouts. This is a lifestyle. Stop being lazy and get off your butt and go work out. Stop skipping your cardio. Stop skipping your workouts. 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, 1 hour a day, it doesn't matter. Work out. Work out 5 to 6 days a week. Just get it in. It doesn't matter. Running, cardio, yoga, some type of movement. Take care of yourself. Be good to your body. Love yourself. That a while back that I had to calm down on was hitting my traps because they were starting to grow a lot. I was doing a lot of heavy deadlifts and they were starting to grow and it looked out of proportion. I don't have wide shoulders. Unfortunately, I wasn't blessed with wide shoulders, so the higher my traps got and the bigger they got, started growing up. It just created the illusion and made my shoulders look more narrow. That's what building your physique is all about. That's what bodybuilding is all about. It's about proportions and it's about symmetry. So you have to be able to look at your physique and assess your physique and look at your weaknesses and look at your strengths and see what you need to work on and focus in on those body parts until you have a symmetrical physique and you aim for perfection, as close to perfection as possible. We all know that nobody's perfect. We all have imbalances, but that's what good lighting and good angles are for. To make you look perfect when you're actually far from it. But no, that's bodybuilding. It's about symmetry. Not just size, but symmetry. make sure when you're training each body part, you take every single last set to failure, okay? Doesn't matter how many reps you get, just take it to failure. You gotta remember that if you don't take it to failure, the muscle's not gonna grow. The last set is the only set that counts. All right, so that concludes our shoulder workout. Thank you for tuning in. If you have questions, go ahead and comment below. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. And stay tuned for more videos on supplements, workouts, nutrition, contest prep, bodybuilding, weight loss.